Ho-Yeol's embarrassing persona becomes terrifying when a demon realizes he will not break. Spoiler warning for chapters 11 through 14 of this Korean manhwa. The world is being invaded by rifts connected to the game Chronicles of Arcana, and only awakened players can close them using the abilities of their old characters. Ho-Yeol has one of the strangest awakenings possible. Instead of becoming a clean heroic fantasy avatar, he is stuck with the intense manners, dramatic speech, and over-the-top pride of the character he made during his most embarrassing middle school phase. The joke is that he sounds ridiculous. The twist is that monsters and players keep mistaking that ridiculous confidence for absolute control. Chapter 11 cannot be recapped as a normal plot chapter because the available evidence does not include inspectable panels or readable text. That means there is no verified scene order, no confirmed dialogue, and no safe character action to describe. For a professional recap, that matters, because filling this gap with guesses would create fake continuity between chapters. The only stable context is the larger setup. Ho-Yeol is surviving in a reality where rifts from Chronicles of Arcana turn game power into real danger, and awakened players are humanity's answer to those threats. So chapter 11 is best treated as an evidence break. We can say the story remains inside that rift and player conflict, but the exact event that moves Ho-Yeol toward the later confrontation cannot be safely confirmed. Chapter 12 has the same limitation. The supplied materials say the chapter images were not accessible, and the OCR did not provide readable backup text. Because of that, there are no grounded enemies, locations, system messages, or character choices to recap from this chapter. The responsible move is to keep the narration transparent instead of pretending we saw a battle or a strategy that is not supported. What this does for the recap is create a clear boundary. The series premise remains active, but Chapter 12's actual content is unavailable. Ho-Yeol is still the central player caught between deadly rifts and his own absurdly formal awakened persona, yet any specific movement from this chapter into the next one remains unverified. The continuity has to stay narrow until usable evidence returns. Chapter 13 is also an evidence gap. The referenced images cannot be inspected here, and the OCR transcript contains no readable text, so no plot event, location, or supporting character action can be safely confirmed. This is especially important because the next verified chapter begins with Ho-Yeol already inside a dangerous rift-like battle against Karimjeva, which means Chapter 13 may have contained the setup for that crisis. But without panels, we cannot claim how he arrived there, who joined him, or what triggered the encounter. The safest chapter-by-chapter recap is to label this as the unseen lead-in. The tension still carries forward because by Chapter 14, the situation has escalated sharply, and Ho-Yeol is no longer just dealing with reputation problems. He is facing something openly monstrous. Chapter 14 finally gives us grounded action again. Ho-Yeol stands inside a violent rift-like battlefield, facing a demon-like enemy named Karimjeva while other players and allies watch in disbelief. Karimjeva attacks with red energy and explosive force, but Ho-Yeol does not react like someone overwhelmed. He stays calm, formal, and almost insulting in his composure, reading the situation as a trap instead of panicking. A countdown-like visual and blue system windows appear around the fight, though their exact mechanics are not clearly readable. What is clear is the shift in control. Ho-Yeol speaks to Karimjeva as if he is the one judging the demon, even suggesting the enemy is afraid. Karimjeva grows angrier, while observers realize Ho-Yeol is handling a crisis beyond normal expectations. Jesse Highness, Harkon, Arung, and other allies react as the battlefield expands, and the chapter ends with Ho-Yeol publicly identifying himself. These chapters create a strange but useful contrast. Chapters 11 through 13 cannot be safely reconstructed, so the recap has to protect the viewer from invented continuity. Then Chapter 14 snaps everything back into focus with one clear idea: Ho-Yeol's embarrassing personality is becoming a real tactical weapon. His exaggerated dignity may be cringe in normal life, but inside a rift, it makes him look fearless, unreadable, and almost noble. Karimjeva's frustration shows that Ho-Yeol is not only fighting with magic or system effects. He is controlling the mood of the battle. The cliffhanger leaves his identity exposed in front of allies and enemies, making his hidden past harder to keep buried. That is where chapters 11 through 14 leave us. Subscribe for the next manhwa recap, because Ho-Yeol's strangest weakness may become the reason everyone survives.